खत्म करते हैं आज ही। अरे स्टॉकर घूम रहा है क्या नीचे? बराबर। बकरी की आवाज कहाँ से?
Here's one of the metal birds. This'll come in handy. Damaged. Guess the Banuk already got to it. Something's been hacked out of it. Maybe I can find another of these flying machines. Not so grounded after all. Now I can get across.
Across कहाँ वहाँ? ऐसे
There's the door lock. I'll need to configure it.
If those punk technicians think I'm gonna sleep on them waltzing in here and screwing around with the drone routines, they have seriously underestimated my sense of mission. Let's just reset that hololock. Echo, Sierra, Echo. didn't ask for a bunch of flying cameras. I need security, not surveillance. And security means firepower. As God is my witness, I will not be caught squirting blanks if and when a major act of terrorism desecrates these facilities.
No one's touched this machine since it got sealed in here. Mounting rail. That's what I want. Shouldn't be hard to remove. I'll show it to that shaman when I'm back in Song's Edge.
Fast travel. Logger क्यों? Okay.
Waiting for me.
शौक लगती नहीं रहा अगर इसकी वीडियो कर लेते क्या
So this thing will improve my spear, huh?
शौक to come out Yo, what's up? Hello, Path saying welcome to the stream. कुछ नहीं बस चल रही है गेम तुम बताओ ऐसा भी बढ़िया कॉस्ट्यूम है क्या अपना अभी हील करता है था
Is this what you...
Hush, hush. A shaman's secrets are not spoken aloud.
Is this what you wanted me to find?
Bind it to your spear. Use it to attach this for now. You'll find more, I'm sure.
Why are you helping me?
The blue light is fading.
बस
The
ठीक चल
machine songs
रहा
are ending.
अच्छा
And And what does the conclave do? They sit, they chant,
बढ़िया है
they
भाई।
observe. No more. We must
आर्कटिक
fight
की
for it.
ट्राइब
And
वाली कॉस्ट्यूम।
you are a
हाँ
fighter. We share a cause.
I'm
ये
not sure
क्या
we
कहते
do.
हैं, ये जो DLC
I'm
में
not even
कर रहा
sure
हूँ ना,
what the
ये
cause is,
एक
but I'm
ट्राइब है,
grateful.
No
क्या
need for
कहते हैं इनको,
thanks.
बानुक कहते हैं।
Only
तो
action.
ये ट्राइब जो है ये
Now I
पहाड़ों
can
के
attach
एकदम टॉप पे ही
modification
रहते
parts to
हैं।
my spear. Works for me. Might as well get started improving my spear.
तो बस ये पहाड़ों के एकदम बहुत ऊपर रहते हैं भाई साहब। नॉर्दर्न लाइट्स दिखती हैं यहाँ से, इतना ऊपर बर्फ ही बर्फ। क्या मिल गया मुझे? स्पीयर मॉडिफिकेशन जरा। ये यार कहाँ है मेरा? मॉडिफिकेशन खुल गई है मेरे स्पीयर की। अच्छा ये DLC है, बेस गेम कंप्लीट। हाँ बेस गेम तो मैंने कब की कंप्लीट कर दी थी। मैंने टाइटल भी डाल रखा उस स्ट्रीम पे एंडिंग करके, बट अभी मैंने बेस गेम कंप्लीट कर दी थी। अभी DLC मैंने कल खेली थी और एक आज खेल रहा हूँ, मतलब वही DLC कंटिन्यू कर रहा हूँ। मॉडिफिकेशन भाई फ्रंटियर जस्ट पास में। भाई अब तो कपड़े तेरे को पहना दिए बढ़िया बढ़िया, अभी कांपते रहती है।
Way to perform the rites of passing.
What business do you have with us?
I was asked to look into the murder of a Karja hunter. What happened?
It's plain as day. A drunk Banuk thug picked a fight with Ruas, struck him down from behind and stole his headdress.
The accused man says that he didn't do it.
You're not going to get anything useful out of the Banuk,
अच्छा
whether they
बढ़िया है
talk to
तब
you
तो।
or
हाँ
don't. They gather
इस
up
गेम
like
में
cloaks in a
DLC भी
chill
इन्होंने
wind
एक ही
every
निकाला
time
है।
a hunter dies out here.
DLC
Won't even
ऐसा
hand
निकाला है
Ruas's
कि
killer
एकदम
over for a proper
खतरनाक।
trial.
A proper
DLC
trial.
बढ़िया
To
लगा
fill
मेरे
his
को।
mouth with salt and hold him up for the sun to consider over days. If it is clement, it may only take his sight or his wits.
पर ये आज मैं ख़त्म कर दूंगा ये DLC। कल से शायद मैं नई गेम शुरू करूँ कोई।
So other Karja hunters have died in these lands before.
3, maybe 4 in the last few seasons. That's no surprise. This place punishes even the prepared, and many young nobles don't prepare. But usually the snow covers everything, and the bodies are never found. No thanks to the Banuk.
Do you think they're involved?
No. If it's not about their tribe, they don't want to get involved.
In these outlands, even the sun cannot thaw all it touches.
Doesn't sound like you trust the Banuk much.
They're not without their reasons to keep apart from us. 10 years of reasons.
Always the war. The war is over. We made amends, but no. The land never forgets.
Snow and ice keep memory, they say.
It takes time for scars to heal.
You think I don't know that? I still bear the lashes for refusing one of the Mad King's sun priests. I was your age then.
Times of shadow. Times of shadow.
एंड सकीरो का तो कुछ आया ही नहीं, बस गॉन्टलेट ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ दे दिया, बट वो भी फ्री अपडेट था शायद। स्टोरी DLC तो आया ही नहीं कुछ उसका। हाँ गॉन्टलेट ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ मैंने देखा था पर मैंने करा नहीं, क्योंकि गेम ख़त्म करने में ही मेरी इतनी हालत ख़राब हो गई थी कि मैंने उससे गॉन्टलेट ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ करेगा ही कौन भाई। फिर से वही बॉसों को मारो। बड़ा मिस करता हूँ सकीरो को। हाँ सकीरो बढ़िया गेम तो थी,
Where did you find
और टफ
Ruas's
भी थी भाई,
body?
मेरे
There's
लिए
no
टफ थी।
hunt, girl. Nothing to pick up.
Humor me. I'm a good tracker.
Down the rise
मेरे
to the
को
west, there's a clearing. But a
एक
grazer
मेरे
herd
दोस्त
couldn't
ने
have
चैलेंज
trampled it
दिया था
better.
कि वो गेम खत्म
And
करके
if that
दिखा,
barbarian gives up
तो भाई
Ruas's
मैंने
headdress
कहा
before they
भाई
cast
चलो
him out, let me know.
खत्म कर ही
It's
देते।
valuable.
एक गेम ही तो है, लोगों ने खत्म करी है, हम भी इंसान है, वो भी इंसान है, हम भी खत्म कर सकते हैं अगर उन्होंने खत्म करी है तो मैंने भाई लगाई थी, फिर देखा जाएगा जो होगा, खत्म हो ही गई कैसे ना कैसे।
This is it. Snow's been disturbed a lot, like the huntress said. Blood on the snow. Now here's something. Lots of leaves and
सही
bark
कहा,
scraped
बट
off
उसका
here.
कॉम्बैट सेटिस्फाइंग भी था। हाँ,
Someone
कॉम्बैट
pulled out
बढ़िया
the
था
branch.
उसका, जब वो डिफ्लेक्ट
No.
करता था ना परफेक्ट
From
डिफ्लेक्शन,
climbing
मेरे
it.
को बहुत सेटिस्फाइंग
It came
लगती थी
through the
उस गेम
trees.
में। जब भी परफेक्ट डिफ्लेक्शन करो अलग ही आवाज़ आती थी कटाना से। लाइक शॉर्ट फाइटिंग का अच्छा फील देते हैं सकीरो, बढ़िया। हाँ बढ़िया थी सकी।
That was used for the killing blow. Didn't try to hide the weapon. Question is Inatet the kind of fighter who hits from behind with a tree branch?
टैक्स का पर क्या कर रहे हैं?
If you were waiting here, you'd have a good view of the Karja camp and the clearing. Tasty.
बॉक्स स्किन नहीं बिल्ली, बस मीट पकड़ाता रहता।
Well, this is ominous. A dead end?
ओमिनस।
Can't
एल्डन रिंग और डार्क सोल्स मैंने थोड़ा खेला, बट उनका कॉम्बैट मुझे बड़ा बेकार लगा। बस एक्सप्लोरेशन और वर्ल्ड बिल्डिंग ब्यूटीफुल है एल्डन रिंग की, बट कॉम्बैट की वजह से मेरे लिए थोड़ा अंडरवेलमिंग हो गया। हाँ ये है कि क्या कहते हैं, जिसने सकीरो जैसी गेम खेली है ना, तो उन लोगों के लिए एल्डन रिंग वगैरह कॉम्बैट थोड़ा वीक लगेगा, क्योंकि मैंने खुद सकीरो खेली तो भाई मेरे को खतरनाक उसका क्या कॉम्बैट लगा था। पर जब एल्डन रिंग देखी ना मैंने, तो एल्डन रिंग में वही है, बिल्ड्स बनाने पड़ते हैं, एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ता है। जब तक तुम एक्सप्लोर नहीं करोगे जब तक तुम एनिमीज़ को मार भी नहीं सकते। बॉसेस इतने टफ होते हैं कि तुमको एक एक चीज़, उनकी वीकनेस के लिए तुमको वेपन लेने पड़ते हैं, पोशंस लेने पड़ते हैं, पता नहीं क्या क्या होता है उसमें। वही आरपीजी टाइप का गेम है वो, ऐसा ही होता है ऐसी गेम। पर सकीरो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड थी कि हाँ भाई तुम्हें ये एनिमीज़ दे रखे हैं, इनको मारना, तुम पे कुछ नहीं है, एक ही वेपन है और टूल्स वगैरह, बस उनको यूज़ करो। तो इसलिए वो थोड़ी एरिया में क्या इन्वेस्टिगेट करूँगा। ऐसे अभी कुछ मंथ्स बाद कंटिन्यू करूँगा ईआर में। ईआर एल्डन रिंग सही है। आगे है क्या कुछ?
Think of summer sun. Breeze through the trees. Someone covered this over. Maybe trying to hide. Karja armor. This looks bad.
It doesn't matter. The deed is done.
ओ भाई
Another
ऊपर है कोई.
Karja is dead. And a Banuk is exiled for it. A
सही में
life
एल्डन
of
रिंग
Karja
में बिल्ड और लेवल ग्राइंडिंग ज़्यादा रोल प्ले करती हैं, बट सकीरो में आपको डिफ्लेक्शन, पैरी, टाइमिंग एंड मिक्री मास्टर करना पड़ता है. हाँ भाई. अरे पर ये बात है सकीरो में ना, मिक्री काउंटर और
Someone's here!
परफेक्ट डिफ्लेक्शन,
Not
ये दो
Banuk.
चीज़
Then
बहुत
she won't be
सेटिस्फाइंग है.
missed.
अगर परफेक्टली करो तो एकदम मज़ा आ जाता
Big
है.
trouble!
साउंड में आवाज़ आ जाता है और देखने में भी मज़ा आ जाता है. अरे हट जा. नहीं हिलते हैं भाई ये.
It's killed.
भाई ज़्यादा डैमेज ले रहे हैं.
Sending you something.
हार्ड है, और मार रहा हूँ फिर भी डैमेज है.
Gonna destroy you.
ट्रू मिक्री तो बेड एस फीलिंग. हाँ सबसे मज़ा मेरे को मिक्री काउंटर करने में पता है कब आया था? फाइनल बॉस को मारने में. वो ट्रू सेंट जो था ना, उसको मिक्री करने में बहुत मज़ा आ रहा था भाई. उसमें ना साउंड भी अलग थी. उसको मिक्री जब कर रहे थे ना, उसकी साउंड भी अलग थी एकदम, जैसे कि तलवार को घिस रहा हो, कटाना को.
Keep that for later. You've been killing Karja. And for what? Revenge for the war?
Ishin.
Who gets to declare that one tribe no longer hates another? I'll tell you, not the ones who
Ishin को
fought.
मिक्री करने में सबसे बढ़िया मजा
Ones
आया.
whose songs are silenced, like my kin.
For what you did, another Banuk has been sentenced to certain death. What about his song?
That's why you followed us. For that
Perfect final
punch-drunk
boss, हाँ.
idiot Inatut.
अरे दिक्कत अब यही हो रही थी, इन्होंने इशिन के साथ साथ गैनिचीरो से भी लड़वा दिया.
They've already let him out to face his exile. Let's see who the cold claims.
मेरे को बहुत दिक्कत हुई थी फाइनल बॉस को मारने में, उस गैनिचीरो की वजह से. अगर गैनिचीरो से नहीं लड़वाते, सीधा इशिन से लड़वाते तो.
But I should find some
बात
more
भी थी.
evidence first. Trophies.
तो फिर हाँ.
Newer than the rest. Must have belonged to Ruas. So it was a Karja soldiers. Not that it's any excuse. Did they keep any clothes from their victims?
Find gear for Inatut.
This Karja gear's not warm, but if Inatut's naked on a snowfield, he'll take what he gets. Okay, time to get moving.
Go to the cloud shear. 750 मीटर दूर. तो ये तो कि तुम कोने में फास्ट ट्रैवल भी नहीं है. घोड़ा मंगवाओ भाई। अरे हाँ, गैनेचिरो तो सारी ट्रिक्स कर रहा था, ब्लैक मोर्टल ब्लेड यूज़ कर रहा था, प्लस शायद से इलेक्ट्रिक भी साथ में, सब कुछ एक ही फेज में। हाँ वही तो दिक्कत थी, सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत थी उसके मोर्टल ब्लेड की। मोर्टल ब्लेड से डैमेज दे रहा था भाई साहब, को मोर्टल ब्लेड यूज़ ही नहीं करने दिया था, पता है मैंने, इतना दिमाग ख़राब हो गया था मेरा। वो मोर्टल ब्लेड यूज़ कर रहा, मैं पटा के छोड़ दे रहा उस पर, वो कर ही नहीं पा रहा फिर यूज़। अगर उसके मोर्टल ब्लेड को यूज़ ना करने दो तो इवेड तो उसको आराम से, ब्लॉक वगैरह सब आराम से कर ले रहा था मैं, क्योंकि गैनिचिरो से पहले ही इतना लड़ दिया था कि उसके सारे मूव्स पता थे। ये सांड चढ़ेगा ऊपर, चढ़ाई ना आ जाए। वही कूद लिया है तो।
Machines are alert.
क्या है ये, ग्लिंट हो गया क्या? अरे
Kind of place you'd take someone if you wanted to lose them forever. I'm not getting up that frozen waterfall. Maybe along the sides?
फायर क्रैकर सही में बड़ा हेल्पफुल था पूरे गेम में। हाँ अरे मैंने तो सही बताऊँ ना, आधी गेम मैं कंप्लीट कर चुका था और मुझे फायर क्रैकर के बारे में पता ही नहीं था। फिर मुझे किसी ने बताया फायर क्रैकर यूज़ क्यों नहीं कर रहे, मैंने कहा फायर क्रैकर ये कहाँ मिलता है भाई, और पता चला फायर क्रैकर एकदम स्टार्टिंग वाले सीन में ही था किसी दुकान पे। फिर मैं वो बाद में ख़रीदा एकदम हाफ गेम के बाद। वो दुकान थी भी तो भाई पहाड़ के ऊपर, मुझे पहले दिखाई नहीं थी वो दुकान, तो बाद में पता लगा भाई स्कैम हो गया था मेरे साथ। तो चलो मरा कैसे नहीं, क्या स्कैम है, चलो मर गया। अरे ब्रो वरना फायर क्रैकर ग्योबू की फाइट में बहुत हेल्प करता है जो घोड़े पे अरे भाई सही बताऊं, घोड़े वाले को मैंने पता नहीं कैसे पर बहुत जल्दी मार दिया था बिना फायर क्रैकर वगैरह सबके। ऐसे ही मेरे को वो मिल गया था घोड़ा वाला और मैं उससे लड़ बैठा और मैंने शायद 3-4 बारी में उसको मार दिया था। मतलब मेरे को सबसे इजी लगा था वो घोड़ा वाला जो था, क्योंकि वो एक ही चीज़ करे जा रहा था बस। सही में फायर अगर मेरे पे पहले से होता मैं बॉस इसको आराम से लपेटता हूँ।
Mixed feelings about that.
आवाज़ कहाँ से आ रही है तो?
In a tut! In a tut!
इनटूट,
Maybe he found shelter?
हाँ इनटूट।
Hope he found shelter. Behind the rock.
और ये बैठा हुआ बगल में, और स्किन है भाई पड़ेगा। फास्ट ट्रैवल पैक पड़ा है क्या, हटा दूँ? अंधा हो गया क्या? फोर स्किन लो भाई। ओ भाई ये तो नंगा नंगा बैठा है, बस चड्डी है इस पे। भाई साहब हालत देखो।
The Nora girl? Is it really you, or has the bone chill got through my skull?
I found the real killers.
कपड़े
No one
लेके
else
आई
has
है
to
भाई
die
इसके
because of
लिए।
this. Take these.
क्या हुआ? मैंने भी फर्स्ट ट्राई में मार दिया था, बट फायर क्रैकर यूज करे थे मैंने पूरे जोश से।
But I won't argue.
क्या ये तो दिक्कत हो गई ना, फायर क्रैकर मुझे मिले ही नहीं। नो इफेक्ट्स बड़े सुंदर लग रहे हैं इसके। हाँ काफी सुंदर गेम है भाई वैसे, मुझे तो बहुत बढ़िया लगी। अगर इसका दूसरा पार्ट जो है फॉरबिडन वेस्ट, अगर वो भी होता ना पीसी पे अवेलेबल तो मैं खेलता उसको, पर वो PS5 पे ही है अभी। भाई ये स्कॉर्चर्स हैं क्या? लाचार बना दिया बेचारे को। अरे भाई जा भाई, ये निकालो भाई। तो स्क्रैपर तेज तेज मारते हैं। ये नहीं मानेगा भाई, रुको आ जा तू। अरे क्या भालू, दो भालू। क्या करूं? की वीकनेस क्या थी? फायर थी ना इनकी वीकनेस। देखते हैं कितने सालों में आता है पार्ट 2 पीसी में। हाँ भाई ये लगाओ। अरे ये क्या डैमेज था? ये क्या डैमेज हो रहा है? तो मरना चाहिए। एक मिनट पंप है। हद कर दी भाई, इतने बंदे। ओ ये कैसे खत्म हो गया भाई? मेरे ब्लेज खत्म हो गए, बहुत सारे पड़े थे मेरे पे। क्या जीजीओपी और रवि भाई धन्यवाद, आज फिर शुरू कर दी। हाँ अभी भाई बस आज
Full already.
लास्ट लास्ट पार्ट ही है ये डीएलसी, मतलब आज मैं ये डीएलसी खत्म कर ही दूंगा। आज आखिरी बार खेल रहा हूँ ये गेम।
Now that was a fight.
Your trial's over. It was other Banuk who killed that man. Killed him because he was Karja.
You know why I took the first swing at him? He challenged the honor of the Banuk. The honor. That's what I thought.
Come on,
ऑनर
let's get you back.
Once I'm off the mountain, I'll find my own way. I need to think. It's not something I'm used to. Who knows what could happen?
I'll see you at town then. You'd better make it, all right?
I give my pledge.
So by Banuk law, if Initet survives, he's forgiven. But I want to prove to his chieftain that he wasn't guilty in the first place.
भाई कैसे खत्म हो गए मेरे?
Initet told you the truth. This is the headdress stolen from the murdered man. You'll find more in a ravine north and west of here, along with the bodies of the killers.
The exile still served its purpose. He was guilty of our suspicion. Fate has fallen like snow, and should Inatut return, he will be absolved.
You can't be serious.
He speaks for the Werek, my Nora friend.
You look ridiculous. If you would return to my Wirak, you will behave as a Banuk does.
How does a Banuk behave, my chieftain? Like I did? Accepting a sentence for a crime he did not commit. Or those others who killed in cold blood for crimes that their Karja victims did not. I think what I wear will not make me more or less of a Banuk.
For his own sake, it would be wise for him to think less. Nora, friend.
I'll talk to him. But not for you.
Talk to Inatut. Inatut नाम ऐसा लग रहा है Egyptian टाइप का। और भाई गोपाल कृष्ण
defied my
विश्वास
chieftain's will to
उर्फ
spurn
डेथ
my
स्टॉकर,
barrack,
How are you feeling?
क्या हाल
as if
चाल,
I've been
क्या चल
pounded
रहा
in
है?
the guts. I could just keep walking, but when my
लाइक कर
anger
देना
has
गाइस
thawed,
जिसने लाइक नहीं करा,
it will leave me with
वैसे ही लाइक की
nothing. Where else
क्या
would I
बोलते हैं
go?
उसको, ये मैं तो नाम भी भूल गया। लाइक की कमी चल रही है अपने चैनल पे।
If you choose to stay, it should be on
सब
your own
बढ़िया, तुम
terms.
बताओ
This
बस।
sounds political.
हमारी भी
I'm
चल
not
रही है
good
जिंदगी,
with politics.
More
कुछ
like
नया
a
नहीं है,
fighting
बस वही
strategy.
डेली का
You survived
उठो,
exile.
खाना खाओ,
I bet
स्ट्रीम
that
करो
doesn't happen much.
और
I've only
शाम
heard of
को
it in
नल्ले बैठो।
legends.
You earned your place in the Warwick Innitet. Make them earn you back.
Of all my fights, this is the first time I beat death. I vow to you, it won't be the last. And my song shall grow. You'll hear of it.
भाई मैंने
As
सुना
for you,
है लेजेंड
Laura
भाई
girl,
अपना पीसी बेच रहे
will you
हैं,
accept this gift? A little scrawny, weighed against the
फोड़ रहे हैं
great
भाई,
boon
वो
you
संन्यास
gave
ले
me.
रहे हैं सारी चीजों से।
I'm honored. Thank you, Innitet.
कॉलेज कब से? अरे अभी कहाँ शुरू हो रहे हैं कॉलेज, अगले महीने से शुरू होंगे शायद। अरे ब्लू ग्लीम कितने हो गए? बानुक चैंपियन वो ले लूं क्या? पावर शॉट ले लूं? आउटफिट की मुझे जरूरत तो है नहीं। ये ले लेता हूँ, कहाँ गए? पावर शॉट वो ले लेता हूँ क्या, और टॉप शॉट वो को हटाता हूँ। क्राफ्टिंग में जाऊँ, टॉप शॉट वो, इसको हटाओ, इसको हटाओ, इसको हटाओ, और इन्वेंट्री, अरे क्राफ्टिंग, और यहाँ पे लगाओ, इसको लगाओ, लगाओ, कर लेता हूँ। लेजेंड पीसी बेच के लैपटॉप लेगा, हाँ। किशन के रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं वो अब। कह रहे भाई कुछ नहीं रखा भाई, चलो ये बेचो और लैपटॉप लो बस। सरवाइव भाई, मेरे पे ब्लेज नहीं बचे बिल्कुल। आसी पढ़ता हूँ, वो क्या है मेरा? डॉज वॉर बो को लगाओ यहाँ बस। चल करना तो भूल ही गया मैं। चल चल कर
Ever heard the tones of deep dig?
ये तो बड़ा दूर है। यहाँ से चलो, पास पड़ेगा। चलो टेकन स्ट्रीम वैन, टेकन स्ट्रीम नेवर। अरे अब स्पोन अभी ने मुझे पैसे खिला रखे हैं कि देख टेकन मुझे ही करने दे, टेकन तू मत स्ट्रीम करियो। मैं इसलिए टेकन स्ट्रीम नहीं करता, वरना कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टूट जाएगा स्पोन अभी का। इधर है, डैमेज तो नहीं हो।
Everything's freezing. The ground, the air, me.
पहाड़ टाप सकता हूँ मैं यहाँ से? हाँ भाई टाप लिया। You are leaving the play area and should turn back if you continue. Your last save game will be reload. तो यहाँ नहीं जा सकता मैं? ये थोड़ा सा जाने
So
दो
much for being careful.
अरे भाई ये क्या सीन है? भाई थोड़ा सा जाने देते मुझे उधर, बहुत ही ज्यादा। बुलाओ चल। भाई मैं तो उसके पास जा रहा हूँ जो आग से लगी पड़ी है। कौन है? कूद भाई कूद कूद, मारेगा मेरे साथ।
outlander, huh? Well, who else would join me on this path I've taken? Which path would that be?
Away from tradition. Away from the Werak. It's not so...
स्क्रैपर ये डेमोनिक स्क्रैपर बड़े गंदे हैं भाई बहुत स्पैम मारते हैं
They do metal too. But my need is greater.
Still, the Banuk don't accept help. Is it true?
They don't. I do.
तेरा माउंट
Never
कहाँ
catch me like that.
है
Look sharp, Outlander! There's more of them!
आजा आजा
I'll drop this.
Can't be too prepared.
An outlander. Chieftain of a Werak. It's stranger in the cut than I thought.
You're telling me.
You fight well. I am a Cree.
Thank you. I'm Aloy. I heard the White Teeth were missing 2 hunters. You look like you could leave if you wanted to, so...
I stayed because of the other. Mylen. She snapped her leg descending the ice. I've bided my time keeping vigil, but now she must return to the Werak before they leave.
Is joining the White Teeth so important to you?
It's one of the great Weraks of Banor. Not so many great ones left now. I would go where Mylen went. I was her shadow on the snow, and she was mine. To be a runner with the White Teeth was everything to her.
You know this Mylan well.
Since our knees were always skinned. All my life. In a test to prove that we only need ourselves. That was my weakness.
Sounds like she was lucky for your weakness.
That's not the way she sees it.
Mylan won't let you help her, will she? Because of the rules of this test.
You're quick as a rockfall.
No, just used to being told what's forbidden to me.
She won't allow it. Won't take the medicinal plants I found or the food. Only what she can scrape up on hands and knees. I could get close when she was delirious. But now she's learned not to let me get close.
What's this ordeal supposed to prove?
That we have the strength of our ancestors. That we can survive as they did. When they came in search of a homeland, some were trapped against this glacier by a snowstorm. 4 days, 4 nights. After the storm cleared, the survivors sighted a tall neck, which led them up into Banor. Well, that's the story I learned anyway.
So let's get her back to the Werrick.
All right. I've made a splint for her leg. Medicine for the pain, but I should warn you, she won't take them willingly. The law of survival...
Tribal law shouldn't keep us apart from the ones we care for.
Even if she cares more for the law. Aloy? Are you with me? Come. Up.
No space.
Aloy? Are you with me? That's where we're going. Frozen flow from the iPhone. It keeps many things. It won't have her.
Not if we can help it. More up?
There. She's passed out again.
Between us, we can fight the machines off before they reach her.
Another tradition broken.
Take it from me. It gets easier the more you do it.
Scrappers! In thin air, they smell metal for miles! Another battle. What can stand against us? Ah! Be a real challenge.
That'll keep you busy.
Battle. Stand against us. No weakened it. Scorchers now! This won't be easy, Aloy.
कौन आ गया? अच्छा स्कॉर से लोगों सबसे गंदे लगते हैं भाई क्या मारूं और एक हो गया इसका ट्रिप कास्ट भी काम नहीं कर
Looks like it's clear. We did it.
ऐसे मारना है भाई इसको इसको तो रोप कास्ट भी मारना पड़ेगा भाई
Need them soon enough.
TGO in Tekken when? TGO कहाँ?
I can feel her fever even in this cold. She shouldn't have been putting weight on this leg.
She is awake.
This Outlander. You border here, Ikri? You think I went to the Nora homelands to find a spear to drive between us? I told you, the ordeal is mine, and mine alone. I will survive.
Which would you rather keep, Mylen? Your leg or your pride? Because I think you're gonna have to choose.
Finish it. I know what you think of me. But I vowed you'd join the White Teeth. And you will. I will go back. Alone. No! Let me do this. Please. Let her. Mylen, I hope you can forgive me someday. I never accepted your help. It's the Werak you should ask for forgiveness. I didn't care about the Werak.
She'll understand. You saved her life.
You don't know the Banuk very well, Aloy. We have so many ways to express a grudge, and only one to accept an apology. I have to go my own way. I don't belong with them, who left her to die. And I don't belong with
Ikri.
I'll find a crack in this glacier, and I'll shout my grief into it. And the ice can keep it forever.
What should I tell them? The Werak.
That I fell. And that she endured. Will you?
Talk to the White and
Getting battered by this wind.
Aditi. यहाँ Panufan.
You've survived another day, I see.
Mylena's returned. I expect you have something to say about this.
I do.
Then convince me what an Outlander's word is worth.
I'm not up on all of the Banuk traditions, but I know what matters to you is that your laws are upheld. Going by the rules of your ordeal, she endured the 4 days and the 4 nights. She faced the extremes and survived. Seems to me that's what you wanted.
Just so.
Then by the law, Mylen will wear our paint.
Outlander. So nothing of the other hunter? The one called Ikri?
She's gone. She sounded brave.
Her name will always be in my song.
शर्म नहीं आ रही इसमें?
You're in the cut. I've never traveled further south than the Great. In the old
टावर क्या?
it. Nothing to see here.
Outlander, it would be my honor to speak with you. I've heard of you, Huntress. Each of the many verses of your song tells of an impossible victory. The notes echo across the cut.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
That I know. My song used to echo around Banur. Umnak, the hunter of legendary machines. That's why I'm here. For another. They call it the claws beneath. Or they did when I was younger. Its defeat would have given my song a fine end. I used to travel between Banur and the Cut without stopping to sleep. But this trip, my bones ache, Huntress. But you, out hunting Aratak, leading your own Werak. If half your song is true, you are the only hunter I'd trust to go in my place.
You want me to hunt for you?
Not just for me, no. For an old friend.
You want me to hunt in your place? Is that some kind of Banuk custom?
Well, perhaps it should be, but no. We survive and we prevail, until we fail to do either.
इसकी आवाज मेरे को पता नहीं क्यों जानी पहचानी से लग रही है.
For any other machine, I would die as I have lived.
इसी गेम में
A
किसी
Banuk
कैरेक्टर
hunter,
की थी ऐसी
weapon
आवाज.
raised. But too many good lives have been lost to the claws. Throwing my old corpse atop the pile accomplishes nothing. Better to live in a world without the claws than to die while it still makes children orphans.
Sounds like you've got a reputation.
To be Banuk is to push your body to its limits. I found my limits higher than most. Fearsome machines needed killing, and in my youth, I found I had a talent for killing them. Even now, my name carries such weight that when the claws beneath re-emerged, the Werak came to me.
Do you still have the same faith in yourself that your Werak seems to have?
Perhaps I did. Before I held my bow in shaking hands. Noticed, for the first time, the spots on my knuckles. What a strange thing it is to be old. To stare backward and see such distance. But to stare forward at a looming wall.
This machine, the claws beneath. Why travel all the way to the Cut just to hunt it?
Some songs. They include a
बैटमैन
refrain.
अरकम खेलना.
The return of a past
कौन
moment.
खेल रहा है?
It
बैटमैन
seemed
अरकम.
fitting.
You've hunted this thing before.
Must have been 20 winters past. We were so close to bringing the claws to bay. Closer than anyone else ever got.
We?
Me and my friend. He was a chieftain of my Werak then, a skilled hunter. Every few years, the claws would emerge in a new location. I knew of 2 chieftains he'd sent to their burial pyres. My friend became the
स्ट्रीम
third.
कर दे. अच्छा.
This hunt,
बैटमैन कर सकते हैं.
I had hoped to complete it
पर
in his honor.
नेक्स्ट गेम मैंने डिसाइड कर ली है वैसे, और मैंने डाउनलोड भी कर लिया है, तो वही स्ट्रीम होगी अभी तो फिलहाल.
This is
इसके बाद कर
obviously
सकता हूँ बैटमैन.
important to you, Umnak. Are you sure you want someone else to take down this machine?
No, I'm no longer a match for the claws beneath. If I ever was. If I face it, it will kill me. Of this I have no doubt. The Banuk blood in my veins screams at me to take on the claws myself. But I must see it brought down. And dead men see precious little.
All right, Umnak. I'll do what I can.
I've no doubt you can do quite a
कौन सी?
lot. The
Next
stories
game
say
मैं
the claws
खेलने वाला
beneath
हूँ.
returns here only once every 6 winters. The whispers I've heard say
Far
it now
Cry
makes its home
4.
on the northeast edge of the cut.
फार क्राई
Hunt well.
4 खेलने वाला हूँ मैं, क्योंकि फार क्राई में मैंने बस फार क्राई 3 खेली है. फार क्राई 3 के आगे मैंने फार क्राई प्राइमल शुरू करी थी शायद ऑन स्ट्रीम, पर मैंने पूरी नहीं करी थी वो, क्योंकि मुझे अच्छी नहीं लगी फार क्राई प्राइमल. बहुत बेकार स्टोरी बनाई है उसकी फार क्राई प्राइमल की. फ्लॉप गेम एकदम. तो मैं खेलने वाला हूँ अभी फार क्राई 4. मैंने सुना फार क्राई 4 में नेपाल की तरफ का कुछ सीन है.
They should exercise some caution.
You're Aloy, right? My pup, Bergund, I mean,
नहीं
told
यार,
me you
no
might be heading up to
FPS.
see me. Varja,
No FPS?
Pleasure.
क्यों, क्या हो गया?
hey, that spear is really something. You've
ये तो
customized her,
बढ़िया है
haven't
भाई
you?
Far Cry
I've
series.
made a change or two. You've got an eye for weapons.
FPS
I
story
wish
नहीं
these
पसंद
Banuk agreed with you.
क्यों?
I can't seem to sell scrap to a Glentalk around here.
नहीं तो अच्छी होती
Everyone
है.
wants boring old bows and spears.
Call of
I
Duty
like the more
Battlefield
unusual stuff.
ऐसी games भी नहीं
And the
पसंद.
Banuk can get unusual. Like that spear Aratak hauls around.
मैंने खेल
And
रखी.
an ice rail.
अच्छा, आपने खेल रखी है
Ooh,
क्या?
that weapon of Araya's?
अरे मैंने
But I
खेली नहीं
wouldn't
ना.
give to poke around inside one of those.
मेरे दिमाग में
Feel
चल
the
रहा था कि
lightning on
भाई
my
मैंने
fingers.
कौन सी गेम खेल
Or
रखी है, तो मेरे को
inside
याद
of
आया Far
anything,
Cry 3 खेली
really.
थी मैंने, उसके बाद उसका
Last
पार्ट
commission
खेला
I
ही
had
नहीं
was a
था.
month
Far
ago.
Cry 4
A weapon that spat
मैंने वही
fire.
डाउनलोड कर ली.
That didn't go well.
बैटमैन अरकम खेल ले. बैटमैन अरकम इसके बाद खेल लूँगा, फार क्राई 4 के बाद, क्योंकि मैं डाउनलोड कर चुका हूँ उसको. अब मैं फिर से उसको डिलीट करूँ. 30 पता नहीं कितनी जीबी की थी, 25-30 जीबी की गेम थी वो, मैंने डाउनलोड करी. फार क्राई के बाद खेल सकता हूँ मैं बैटमैन.
I've got an ice rail, just like Aratak's. You want to take a look?
Are you serious? Yes, I'd love that. Okay. Obvious design
अगर
flaw.
खेलनी है तो फार क्राई 5 ठीक,
So if I
4 बेकार
replace
है.
these-
4 बेकार है.
Yeah, that should...
4 बेकार तो
Right.
नहीं है.
So,
रिव्यूज तो
believe it or
ठीक
not,
थे
she's
उसके.
operating at... Let's be
फार
generous.
क्राई 5 तो मैं तभी
Half
खेल
her
पाऊंगा ना
potential.
जब
What's with the
फार क्राई
she's?
4
Oh, Pop
खेलूं.
says all weapons
फार
are
क्राई
girls.
4 के बाद
I
एक
don't
और
think
गेम
he
है ना,
realizes
फार
it's a
क्राई
compliment.
न्यू डॉन.
Well, listen. If we had a
फार
Thunderjaw's
क्राई 5
mandibles
का
to work with,
प्रीक्वल है ना वो,
her gears would be
New
well
Dawn.
and truly greased.
फार क्राई
And I know where
5
to
फिर
find
आएगी.
one. If you want
फिर
to go
उसके बाद
hunting with
फार
me.
क्राई 6.
Remind me what we need to fix up this thing?
That Thunderjaw's mandibles will do it.
So, let's say someone you know happened to have a weapon like Araya's.
स्टोरी अलग
You
है.
don't.
हाँ, स्टोरी
See
अलग
for
तो है,
yourself.
पर फिर भी
Of course. Look at the... So the coils generate
फार
the
क्राई 3
spark.
मुझे
But the
इतनी
power
बढ़िया लगी
source
थी,
isn't
तो
even
भाई
bolted in.
फार क्राई 4 तो खेलना बनता ही
I won't
है.
lie. She's beautiful. But there's beautiful and then there's beautiful. What we need is a Stormbird Talon. Lightning flows over them like water off a goose.
भाई स्टॉर्म
And I know where
थंडर
one
जो इन
is.
सबको पेलने के लिए
Hunt
बोल
it
रही
with
है
me,
मुझे.
I'll turn that weapon into your new best friend. And second best.
You're sure you can fix up this thing?
You bet. Probably. Just need that Stormbird Talon.
A weapon that spits flame, huh? Like this one? I took this thing off an Oseram bandit. Think you could do anything with it?
You got my forge fire back? Well, if you took down Olgrid and his goons for this
सबसे
thing,
अच्छी तो असासिन क्रीड
I
ओडिसी
guess
थी.
she's yours now.
अरे
Why
असासिन
don't you
क्रीड
finish it for me
ओडिसी ना
first?
मैं अभी इसलिए नहीं खेल
Make
रहा
it-
क्योंकि
Make her.
ये होराइजन
into
जीरो
the weapon
डॉन
she
भी
was supposed to be.
असासिन क्रीड
Thought you'd
मतलब
never
असासिन क्रीड के
asked.
कॉन्सेप्ट जैसी गेम है.
I'm gonna need a bellowback
तो
snout.
मेरे को थोड़ा
Any
चेंज
bellowbacks will
चाहिए,
do.
समझ रहे हो?
Can you handle it alone?
थोड़ा
I
चेंज,
think I can manage that.
क्योंकि सेम टाइप की गेम्स लगातार खेलो ना, थोड़ी बोरियत सी हो जाती है. तो थोड़े चेंज के लिए मैं फार क्राई खेल रहा हूँ, वरना मैं असासिन क्रीड ही खेल रहा था.
This forge fire of yours. What do you need to finish it up?
Like I said, a bellowback snout ought to do it. I'm not picky.
So we need parts from a Stormbird and a Thunderjaw? And you know where to find them.
That's right. It's gonna take some traveling, though. We can find a Thunderjaw out in the Valley Meet, and a Stormbird roosts near the Free Heap. I'll pack and meet you out there. This'll be fun.
Okay.
But always know, failure to survive is still
तो क्या आ गई है क्वेस्ट? रेंड है ये तो. Improved force fire, improved storm slinger, improved ice rail. क्या करना है इनका? क्या ही करूँगा मैं? बैटमैन खेल ले फिर मैं दे देता हूँ. अरे नहीं, देने की जरूरत. अब देखो ना, मैंने क्या ही बोलूँ, मैं फार क्राई डाउनलोड कर चुका हूँ. वही बात है. अब मैं कुछ डाउनलोड कर लेता हूँ ना, मेरे अंदर चुल मच जाती है कि हाँ भाई इसको करके ही रहूँगा, ख़त्म ऐसा। चिंता मत करो, बैटमैन भी खेल लूँगा इसके बाद। मैं तो डेली स्ट्रीम करता हूँ स्टोरी मोड्स की। फार क्राई तो वैसे इतनी बड़ी भी गेम नहीं है, वो 3-4 स्ट्रीम में शायद ख़त्म भी हो जाएगी। अरे अरे अरे, इतनी इतनी गंदी लगती है क्या फार क्राई गेम?
Long Notch is well stocked, as you asked.
And our scouts are watching for more frost claws.
Our numbers rise. 3 more hunters have passed their
Winters.
trials.
Coming at once.
But our purpose was to take back the mountain. Now what?
Stay prepared. Sharpen your spears. Should we not return, defending the cut falls to you. If our chieftain agrees with his course.
Sounds like good advice, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Chieftain?
The weight of command is no
बेकार
small
फार क्राई
burden.
सीरीज और
can
कोई
see
भी
that.
खेल ले।
I take it you haven't spoken to Araya yet?
Why should I? This is what she wanted, to return to Thunder's drum. It is her only care. So I should have known she would find a way to push aside my spear. After the Karja took my sister, not all of her came back.
What happened to Araya when she was a captive of the Karja?
As a shaman, she's adept with machines. Tracking them, stunning them. The Karja used her to capture them for the Sun Ring, where they were unleashed upon the innocent. They made her part of their blood sport. The shame she suffered beneath their pitiless sun.
She survived.
She endured. Endured by reminding herself of the spirit, her purpose. And now that's all she has.
Tell me what happened to the first expedition.
Rhea led the way to the summit, but it was blocked by a great door. Some kind of cauldron. New metal. We tried to break through, but it was unflinching. We were exhausted. No way forward and machines behind. I made the call to push back. It cost us greatly. But to remain would have cost us everything. I had hoped to never subject Araya to that again.
What do you think is beyond that door?
I do not know. That expanse of metal, that dead hum. Nothing sacred belongs there. Machines and death, that's what the mountain holds. Death for us or for the daemon.
And if we do find the spirit?
Then perhaps we should put it out of its misery.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're coming with me.
Someone has to keep Araya safe.
You have no ambition to one day become chieftain. Why even call yourself Banuk?
तो भाई बारे से अटैक ऑन टाइटन की दीवार है।
Aloy, this is it. My chance
फार
to
क्राई में बेकार
reunite
से
with the spirit.
मिशन आते रहते हैं।
Perhaps to reunite her with the blue light.
बेकार बेकार
It's not
लगते
a
हो।
chance I would have had alone. I needed an outsider. Someone
तो मतलब वैसे
ignorant
टाइप
of
के
our
ना कि
ways, but
पर से
no,
FPS
not ignorant.
फिर साइड मिशन
Are
भी
you
करने पड़ते
trying
हैं
to
फॉर
thank me,
लेवल अप।
Aloy?
Yes, of course. That's what you do.
फार क्राई
Untangle
में लेवल अप
knots.
की क्या जरूरत है?
Create
फार
possibilities.
क्राई में तो
Thank you
लेवल की
for
जरूरत है ही
making
नहीं।
this pilgrimage
तो
possible.
बस गन्स वन्स चलाओ बस।
I
लेवल
knew
लेवल
this
का
did not
सीन
been
शायद 5
necessary
में आ
to
गया हो, पर
humiliate
उससे
Fire
पहले वाली
Talk.
गेम में तो नहीं था। जहाँ तक मुझे याद है।
You were wise to
और
let him come.
बात
He's
रही
earned the right. Stubborn as
लेवल अप
stone,
करने
but
की साइड मिशन से, इस
he's
गेम
had
में
to
भी
be.
वही सीन था पता है। मैंने
The
सारे
war
साइड मिशन करे
demanded
हैं इसी
it.
गेम में, तभी इतनी लंबी
And so
मतलब
have
इतनी
I.
ज़्यादा स्ट्रीम्स हो गई क्योंकि मैंने साइड मिशंस भी करे हैं ऑन स्ट्रीम।
Aratak told me you were a captive of the Karja
स्टोरी
for a
गेम
long time.
FPS वाली नहीं मज़ा आता
Sounded
लाइक
bad.
For Aratak, it all comes back to that.
बेकार।
He thinks
अरे
the
डूम
Karja changed me.
अरे डूम में तो
He did
कुछ
not.
था ही नहीं। डूम तो
Been
मतलब
really
वैसी
sharpened my
है
focus.
पूरी, मतलब शूटिंग
When all
स्टोरी
else
कुछ
is
है ही नहीं
lost,
उसमें बस
you think about what's
बैकग्राउंड
truly
में
important.
डायलॉग्स चलते रहते हैं और
The
कुछ नहीं।
spirit,
फार क्राई में तो कट
the blue
सीन्स हैं
light.
बढ़िया बढ़िया काफ़ी।
the beyond.
थर्ड पर्सन तो मज़ा आता स्टोरी
And
देखने
my
में।
brother too.
थर्ड पर्सन में मज़ा
Every
आता है
time I
तुमको।
felt the chill northern wind, I thought of
फर्स्ट
him,
पर्सन में भी
worried for him.
फर्स्ट पर्सन बढ़िया होती है वैसे। मैंने काफ़ी खेली हैं, बैटलफील्ड हो गई, कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी हो गई, इतनी सारी इतनी बढ़िया बढ़िया गेम्स हैं।
What did the war do to Aratak?
He cut away everything until only his true self remained. Unyielding ice. No
चलो
Banuk has
देखता
more
हूँ मैं।
sheer will. He fought the Karja for
देखता
1,000
हूँ
freezing
50-50
nights,
है मेरा।
yet always
फार क्राई
rallied
भी
his
खेल
hunters at
सकता हूँ या
sunrise.
बैटमैन भी, ठीक है।
It is said he
देखना
endured
पड़ेगा पर मुझे
23
पहले।
wounds in those years. His hunters counted them. He never complains of one. Instead, he complains that life with me is harder. He's right. What have I ever given him but struggle?
Now that I'm chieftain of the Werak, I don't suppose I can order you to tell me
अब
about silence?
FPS में
Aratak would never have presumed to grasp for a
कौन
secret of the
देखता है?
Conclave. But you are not Aratak. and
FPS में
If you have dealt with silence, your need is
वैसे
well apparent.
गेम भी थर्ड पर्सन से
Silence
लगती
came to
है।
Banur from the distant north, a young shaman of the
वो
Owl's Watch,
अब
a remote Werak that
पर्सन टू
rarely
पर्सन
comes
डिपेंड
south
करता
to
है।
parley.
Silence was a shaman.
किसी को
It
कुछ
was,
अच्छा लगता है तो किसी को
or at
कुछ
least
अच्छा लगता
when
है।
we sent runners
किसी को
to
सब
ask the
अच्छा
Owl's
लगता है।
Watch, they said he was. His knowledge of the machines was beyond compare, and he was hungry to trade what he knew to the rest of us. It didn't take him long to gain the trust of the Conclave, and eventually, an invitation to attend.
What about you? Did you trust him?
No. But he impressed me. He carried himself with poise and authority. I wanted to learn from him, but that was not to be. He was granted knowledge of our most sacred meeting place, the frozen caves of the Malmstrom, a month's march from Banur. He met with us there, as is custom at high winter. But when we next returned,
बाकी आपकी मर्जी।
the caves had been looted.
हाँ मैंने बताया ना 50-50
Relics of the old
50 है मेरा।
world stolen.
मैं
Holes
फार
cut
क्राई
in
भी खेल
ice
सकता
and
हूँ
metal.
और बैटमैन
Yeah,
भी खेल
that'd be
सकता हूँ,
silence,
पर
alright.
He
मुझे
vanished
देखना
with the
पड़ेगा क्या
spoils.
सीन है पहले क्या नहीं।
We sent our best
बैटमैन देखनी
trackers
पड़ेगी
after
मेरे
him.
को पहले तो।
None returned.
और फार क्राई तो
And
मैंने
when we
डाउनलोड करी
checked back
रखी है
with the
वैसे।
Owl's Watch, those who had vouched for him
देखते
were
हैं।
gone, as though he never existed. Some in the Conclave began to doubt he was even Banuk to begin with.
And what do you think?
He committed an unforgivable sacrilege. He's
मुझे लगता है मुझे
unscrupulous
ना
and
पोल्स डालने
dangerous,
पड़ेंगे। हर जब भी नई
but
गेम
also
शुरू करने वाला हूँ
brilliant,
तभी पोल डाल दूँ
skilled, and knowledgeable
कि भाई
without
किसको
equal,
कौन सी गेम देंगे, जिसको ज़्यादा वोट मिले बस उसी को ही
except perhaps
कर दूंगा।
for you. Anyone else I would warn off, but you may be able to treat with him safely. Just don't lower your guard.
I'll keep that in mind, Horea. Thanks. What are
सही
we
रहेगा
gonna find
पोल
up there, Horea?
पोल ही।
Ruins, machines, and a door, like that of a cauldron. I have faith that you can find a way through it, Aloy. For beyond it lies the spirit. I know I can find her there. Though I do not doubt the daemon has tried to hide the way.
It hasn't been easy for you, Horea. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again.
सही कहा पोल
This
डाला
time.
करो, मैं वोटिंग करवाऊंगा।
We both will.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then? Once
चलो
we ascend, it will be hard to turn back.
पोल ही डालना पड़ेगा आपसे। तीन चार गेम्स मैं खुद से सेलेक्ट कर लूंगा, फिर उसमें से जिस गेम को ज़्यादा वोटिंग आई बस या अगर आप या कोई और आके मेरे को चैट पे कोई भी रिकमेंडेशन देता है गेम की तो वो भी मैं पोल में डाल सकता हूँ। बैटमैन अगर मैं खेलूं तो कोई से भी खेलूं कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं ना, क्योंकि बैटमैन अगर मैं खेलूंगा तो स्टार्टिंग के पार्ट से ही खेलूंगा फिर, क्योंकि बैटमैन मैंने एक भी नहीं खेली आज तक।
How? I don't see a way up.
Not up. Through.
No, brother!
तो भाई तोड़ दिया क्या वेंट। अरे जादू तोड़ा। अच्छा अरे भाई बहुत बढ़िया, क्या टेक्निक है।
So you see, I too can call upon the power of the old ones.
स्टार्टिंग से ही खेलो, मैंने भी आधी अधूरी खेली, अब तो याद भी नहीं। चलो
The
ठीक है,
spirit once told me that this all used to be part of its
देखना
domain.
पड़ेगा आज मुझे।
A fortress that defended humankind from terrible danger.
Fortress. It looks more like a machine.
Is that not fitting?
ये जनरेटर
Blue
से
light often dwells in machines.
Let's just hope that some remains here.
November 21st, 2064. It's been 3 years since I was last here, and 12 since I was running the place. Just a skeleton crew left, confused about why I'm here. So am I. Anita wants me to find a way to suspend operations for a while. Maybe a long while. And I don't know why. But from the sound of her voice, it was something terrifying. I wish I could look into her eyes, ask her what the hell she's so freaked out about, but what else is new?
अरे चढ़ो।
And don't I wish I could look into her eyes again?
Aloy? Were you listening for something?
There are memories here. Messages left by the old ones.
And you can hear them. They envy you. What did they say?
I'm not sure yet, Maria.
Here.
अरे
Up and
अरे
over.
अरे भाई नीचे गिर गया, फिर से चढ़ा हूँ। अरे जंप कर।
Machines. Unless we have the drop on them.
बैलो बैग भी।
Come on, then.
अरे कैसे देख लिया भाई। है ना? ये क्या क्या घूम रहे हैं
Last
भाई
we were
डैम
here,
मत
we fought our way through there. But machines
करना ना
overcame
पड़े
us.
बस
We retreated, dropping supplies and taking losses. Now we must prevail, with only 2 warriors and a shaman to protect.
Aloy is no ordinary warrior. And I can hold my own. Even so, we could go that way instead. There are machines up there, but also cover. We could stay hidden, at least for a while.
All right, I get the options. Now follow my lead. Pipes, towers.
take our attacks path directly to the tower take forest path up to the tower भाई डायरेक्टली जाने के लिए ऐसे बोल रहा बता देंगे वहाँ पे कोई नहीं दिख रहा
I went this way years ago, looking for cover in case machines came prowling. I have no doubt that it is guarded now. Maybe.
यहाँ पे भी है मशीन भाई
Beware, stalker.
होकर है ना ये
Stay down as we move.
भाई इनको नहीं देख रहे हो क्या बात है सामने से आ रही है और स्टोन
Be wary of mines, if stalkers are near.
आ जाना
We tripped a mine. Brace yourself.
Stay as quiet as I can. There's a door up ahead, and refuge. We're almost through.
Technically, I can't suspend the cooling system, but I can reduce the power draw so that it'll be completely masked by the caldera. But masked from what? Firebreak has always been confidential for security reasons, but this would be excessive. Even for the dear departed Mr. Blevins. What could possibly have gotten Anita so worked up?
I can always use these. projector? Maybe to show holograms without a focus. Let's see if I can restore power. Aratak, Araya, you might see shapes drawn from light. Don't be alarmed.
It'll take more than light to alarm me.
Thank you for being here, everyone. I suppose it's not every day you get to have cocktails inside an active volcano, right?
Anita Sandoval.
Unless you're George, and I can hardly blame him for drinking on the job. None of this would be here without our beloved director, Kenny Chow. So, here's to you, Kenny. You put a cork in the Yellowstone caldera. I'd say you deserve a margarita.
Hold your glasses, everyone. I'd like to add something. This effort wouldn't have been possible without our lead programmer. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us our real mastermind, Cyan.
I'll second that, Director Chow. All right, Cyan. What's our latest number? The current count is 1,654. Wow, then drink up, everyone. Here's to 1,654 more years without an eruption.
इन्होंने ये AI
It was
बनाया
the
था.
spirit. The old ones. I could only grasp some of what they said.
You were right, Araya. This place was built to stop something terrible. And it worked. As for the spirit, I'm starting to get an idea of what it could be.
The door is open now. We can get through.
We'll have to carve through a lot of machines to get to that door.
More than the Werak could prevail against before.
The geothermal plant can be suspended, cooling system masked, massive challenges solved. So why am I so nervous about the next part? All we need to do is install Anita's mysterious software and the conversation. It's not
Bad to meet one of us.
एक भी लिया मैं खाऊ. In the machines around the cold. अच्छा मारना ही पड़ेगा.
Send this quickly.
More machines. Make ready.
Demonic Thunder Jaw. Yes.
stock in songs of deeds, but that battle was a verse worth singing.
Now, Aloy, the door.
There.
Can you open?
Varja should be able to... Let's find out.
Years have passed since I stood here. Since then, the daemon has taken over.
It's like an infection. Attacking all this machinery.
Everything has changed. It's twisted. The path I took to get to the spirits lost to us.
We'll find a new path, Araya. I promise. All right. Let's go.
Yes, and finish this.
All right. Down we go.
Forge of Winter.
This way.
This is a place for machines, not people.
I'm with you, brother. We'll stay only as long as we have to.
We'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood.
Can't see why they closed the vent from here. I'll have to go over it.
ठीक है. Oh.
Better time this right.
अब अरे
These conveyors should get me across.
Oh, she's in the air!
Now to shoot like that. Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge.
तो यहाँ पे है ना वो आग.
Will my focus show me anything? This should get me up there. Okay, let's see what this does. That did it. Here they come.
आग में कुछ होता है. नहीं पहले तो नहीं ऐसे ऐसे
Low and quiet does it.
This fight's finished. We should keep moving.
Okay, let's get them across. Come on over, it's safe. I think.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the demon ruined it.
What is this?
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Trace routes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hostile. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to this model.
The spirit speaks to us. It's a recording. Hephaestus. But it was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here.
Perhaps the spirit will tell us.
Maybe you're right. Let's get moving.
I thought about just shutting it down, but I can't risk it being disoriented or even damaged on reboot. How do you tell the emotional equivalent of a shock? To go into a coma, maybe for years. And what exactly is she going to wake up to?
क्या मशीन
Being made.
वो भी भालू वाले हैं तो फ्रॉस्ट ब्लॉक
I'll try to find a way through.
एक हद से ज़्यादा ही है भाई।
I can get out of this. Got it.
कहाँ चले गए? यहीं तो हूँ। आवाज़ नहीं आ रही है? आवाज़ तो आनी चाहिए। हेलो 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 हेलो। आ तो रही है आवाज़।
Safe. For a few minutes, anyway.
अरे मेरे को उनको लाना पड़ेगा क्या इधर? सीन हो जाएगा भाई फिर तो। अपने बंदे खड़े कहाँ हैं पर? और इन्होंने मार दिए क्या सारे? दिख नहीं रही। फॉर्चर ही घूम रहे हैं बस सब। भाई चलोगे तुम? बेटर रहोगे। भाई आ ही नहीं रहे ये। तो भाई लड़ लेता हूँ। तो क्रॉस कर लो भाई। कहाँ गए? वहाँ खड़े हैं। अच्छा मेरे को इधर क्रॉस करवाना है इनको।
That should do it.
ओ भाई खड़े खड़े देख रहे हो?
And now it's my turn.
जाऊँ कैसे वो? जाऊँगे?
And another console.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one.
November 28th. Operation Enduring Victory is all over the news. The Pharaoh swarm is coming. It has to be what Anita is trying to hide Firebreak from. But that means she thinks we'll lose. That the swarm will reach Yellowstone. My God. In that scenario, pretty much everyone dies.
ओ ये तो
Except
डॉल नेक का सर नहीं लग रहा? एप्पल डाउन सामने जाना है।
Calm, calm. too. That should cut off the vent up there.
कौन सा वेंट? तो वहाँ जाना पर
These don't look too stable.
गलत जा रहा हूँ, मुझे पता नहीं फीलिंग आ रही।
Grab a ride. The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
voice of the demon. The altar. Desecrate.
There's a spirit present.
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
Possible security threat detected. Analyzing scrutiny matrix. Security threat confirmed.
ए भाई क्या पजल है ये, दिमाग खराब। तारों से तारे जोड़ो। अभी भाई किस ट्रिप पे बवाल हो गया, बवाल हो गया, बवाल हो गया।
और ये वो, और उसके बाद कहते हो कि भाई स्पॉन अभी को ला दिया, तो तुम्हारा बाप आज दिखा रहा है कि तुम्हारे को तुम्हारे बाप की कितनी औकात है। गेम चल भी नहीं रही है और वॉचिंग 24:35 पे पहुंची हुई है, ठीक है, इतनी औकात है मेरी, ठीक है। आपने सीधा डेथ कॉम्बो मार दिया। अरे हाँ यार, रंडी रोना करते रहते हैं बहन के लोड़े इधर से उधर बैठ के। अरे भाई देख, मेरे को ना उदय किस बात पे गुस्सा आया मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ भाई। मेरा बिग विक से कोई बात नहीं हो रही। 1.5 हफ्ते 2 हफ्ते पहले वो हमारा खुद का सर्वर छोड़ के गया किसी आर्ग्यूमेंट पे, ठीक है। उसने वैन जो बना लिया, अरे भाई स्पॉन अभी का बंदा, स्पॉन अभी का टट्टा। अरे बहन के लोड़े, स्पॉन अभी से डायरेक्ट बात करके पूछ लेना, इतनी गांड में दम है तो
भाई।
स्पॉन अभी से खुद बात करके पूछ ले। हर बंदा जो होता है दुनिया का जो तेरी गांड मारता है वो क्या स्पॉन अभी का ही बंदा होता है क्या? ऐसा नहीं होता भाई। स्पॉन अभी को जिंदगी में 50 काम है, अपना फैमिली बिजनेस है वो भी संभालता हूँ, और यहाँ पे आके
भाई 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 ये क्या ही बोलूं भाई। भाई बंदे इतने ट्रिगर कर ही देते हैं भाई। भाई सब 35 की वॉचिंग आ रही है भाई, सब मसाले के लिए बैठे हैं, सब मसाले के लिए, सबको मसाला चाहिए। खतरनाक भाई, खतरनाक। अभी स्ट्रीम के बाद देखूंगा मैं पूरी, जहाँ से ये मसाला शुरू हुआ है। कल रात का मसाला है। अच्छा कल रात हुआ था क्या कुछ? कल रात हुए बिग विग, बिग विग वर्सेस एल्बो। अच्छा इन दो में लड़ाई हुई थी और अब स्पॉन भी क्या नाम चल रहा है। भाई कैसे करूँ भाई मैं? यहाँ से ये शुरू हो रही है, यहाँ से मैं घुमा के कहाँ लाऊंगा? इस तरफ। क्या भाई एक मिनट भाई, यहाँ पे मैं पढ़ा तो नहीं। जाऊँ, हो ही नहीं रहा, वो बैठ ही नहीं रहा भाई बराबर। जाने के लिए उधर ही बोल रहा है। अरे जाना पड़ेगा भाई, इधर से जा भी नहीं पा रहा हूँ। गंदी पजल है भाई बहुत।
killers. Recapture protocol initiated.
हो गया.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the Blue Light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raid the signal strength. One has been exposed, but I am...
Unauthorized protocol returned. Scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it. Okay, Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower's for? That Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. We can't let it stop us.
Take it down!
एक मिनट ये अलग चीज़ है फायर स्टॉर्म नहीं रोका काम नहीं कर रहा है Castling.
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative.
Aloy!
No! Routing our network.
Help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
मर गई क्या?
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Artok. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
One of those?
It's the only way! Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai.
Aurea is gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Turn to Oria's retreat. Quadrant Epsilon completed.
All of my interactions with Araya were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Talk to
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Araya's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Aurea said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my
जो दूसरा
anxiety.
पार्ट होगा इसका
Hephaestus sought to slave me
होराइजन
to
का
its network
फॉरबिडन वेस्ट
and override my
हेफेस्टस
core
विलन है क्या?
programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger that emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Araya's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. but I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I should get going.
Aloy,
देखना पड़ेगा भाई.
there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them?
Broadly, yes.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cautious with Araya. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Cyan, I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval.
Facility discovered, Cyan.
She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, Cyan. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, Cyan. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, Cyan. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent. So intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, It's a sign of your capabilities. And it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep. Wake up. And protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow, and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, Cyan. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
I can see there's a vert ready for takeoff on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, Cyan. As long as you need.
My chieftain.
Just Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Because of her, we destroyed the cauldron, forced out the daemon, and saved the spirit. She understood what had to be done.
Yes, and I failed to listen.
You didn't fail.
A shaman should always have the ear of their chieftain. Yet I turned her away, my own sister. I was foolish, but she knew better. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus, all very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His minds on their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
खत्म. फालतू के मिशन खत्म भाई. DLC इसी के साथ ख़त्म होती है होराइजन ज़ीरो डॉन कम्प्लीटली मेन स्टोरी विद डीएलसी। ठीक है, अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम में। नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम में खेलेंगे हम कोई नई गेम, शायद बैटमैन ही खेलें, पता लगेगा। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट में, तब तक के टाटा बाय बाय, ग्रेट।